The first thing we have here is the wonderful particle effects. This is another wonderful thing from Jim. We have shown some of the waterfalls in the past, but I'll let Stephen kind of talk a little bit about this. They're so pretty.
Yeah, I think just part of the process that goes into iteration over the art assets that enter the game. We had some old waterfalls that didn't necessarily live up to snuff and how the world was progressing. So Jim took a pass on those. And as you can see, not only do the effects look great, but the updated water shader also, is starting to look really good. These will continue to go through iterations as we get closer to launch. But as you can see already in this pre-alpha state, I think this looks great. They look very natural. They look very immersive in the world. And
it's also great because they're way more performant than the old ones were, like way more, and they look about as much better, which is great.
Yes, it's always great when you gain on the performance side and on the visual side. You're like, oh wait, that's not supposed to be the case, but yay, it looks great.
Yeah, it looks wonderful. People are saying this is their yoga spot. We got some yogis out there. I like it. And our next one is going to be the seaside environment assets that Mia made.
I love the
so pretty.
I love when I do the stream because I never have time to review the assets prior, and so this is all just like, oh, okay, yes.
You probably see it when you're running around in the world, but like you don't realize like all the
Yeah, Mia is a wonderful artist. She is so talented and experienced, and I mean, you can just see the detail and the tender love and care that goes into creating these environment assets. Really to make the world look like a beautiful place. I mean, it's immersion's such an important component in our gameplay experience, and part of that immersive quality comes down to the sheer talent that goes into our amazing artists creating this world. So yeah, I love these.
Yeah, they're great. And then the next set of assets we have here are the Junior node buildings that Ricky made.
Yeah, Ricky Ho, one of our concept artists, as he begins to kind of diversify the selection of architecture for the Junior race and and the other races, working with our talented concept team. They provide these production ready concept pieces in order for the production artists, the 3D modelers on the environment side, to really stick to this architectural design in creating these assets. So part of Alpha 1, part of Alpha 1 and moving forward into the different testing phases, because the nodes adopt the predominant culture that gave the node experience to advance, it renders the appropriate culture to represent the race that helped establish that node. So we start fleshing out additional buildings. These are constructed in a modular fashion so that they can be mixed and matched to some degree to help not only speed up the production time, but also provide, Devin, one of our environment artists, created a great building tool that you may see a dev diary on our YouTube page, where essentially you can go through these modular sets and start just pumping out a lot of different buildings, and the concepts here help to guide those necessities.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go through them quick.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, but as you can see, these are mostly what it looks like village stage building variants that exist within the Dunir culture. The Dunir being a more traditional type of a dwarven race that you might expect from medieval fantasy games. It's always interesting that usually dwarves are portrayed inside of a mountain, but here you're going to see literal settlements that are out in the grasslands or out in the tundra or wherever there might be in whatever biome, and that's going to, I think, present a really cool, really cool and unique presentation for a more traditional type mountain dwelling race.
I almost timed it perfectly with your mountain, with your grassland and your tundra. Go for it, Jeff.
Oh, I was just going to say, the dwarves haven't had enough time to excavate the mountains yet when they arrive, so.
Right, exactly. Love it. They haven't cleared out the the dark, corrupt denizens that may exist in the mountain.
Perfect.